Boys, we're in the cup final. We've made it to Wembley. We are actually in the Carabao Cup Final 2018. We have done it. We will be playing Manchester City in the Carabao Cup Final. I'm going to see and be a spectator of Arsenal losing in the Carabao Cup Final. Yeah! No, but in all seriousness, we've beaten Chelsea, we've got through a really tough semi-final. We are now in the final of the Carabao Cup. And, you know, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Get in, boys. I'm absolutely chuffed, honoured and proud that we are in the Carabao Cup Final. I always said, and I've maintained from day one when I did my first Carabao Cup Analysing Arsenal video, and I said that I don't really care about this competition. I only start to care about it once we get in touching distances of the final, or if we actually get to the final. Now, we were so close to the final, getting over these two games against Chelsea, a really, really strong team, and then now we've got the final ahead of us. 90 minutes stands between us and winning the trophy. The first time ever Arsene Wenger could potentially win this competition. We lost to Birmingham City in the Carabao Cup Final in 2011. Hopefully we can provide an upset on the cards and beat Manchester City and give Arsene Wenger one of two trophies that he's missing out from his establishing Arsenal-themed trophy cabinet collection. And yeah, I mean, you know, now that we're in the final, I want to win this competition so bad. You have no idea, but we are in the final, boys. Thank you Arsenal for getting to the final of the Carabao Cup. I'm pumped for the final, I really am. But before anything, I have to say, hello guys, welcome back to Analysing Arsenal. We are back. Analysing Arsenal is back. I know we missed out on the weekend and we kind of did two Analysing Arsenal videos in one. We talked about the Alexis Sanchez saga, and then I gave you briefly my thoughts to the Arsenal Crystal Palace game. I was not feeling very well, that's why I couldn't record the Arsenal Crystal Palace Analysing Arsenal game. I know many of you missed that video, so I do apologise, but we are back. We are back and we are getting back into the swing of things with Arsenal, and these are my thoughts and the feelings. These are my thoughts and feelings to the game at the Emirates Stadium tonight in the Carabao Cup semi-final, second leg, which featured against Chelsea. The fifth time this season that we've played against Chelsea. The third time in like 4 weeks that we've played Chelsea. We played them in the Premier League and then obviously played them in the first leg of the Carabao Cup. I think it was either a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I'm not too sure. But the first leg finished 0-0, as I said, it was all played for. It was a cagey game, it was end-to-end stuff. Kind of Chelsea had their bright moments, Arsenal had their bright moments, and, you know, each team just cancelled each other out. Tonight, we got incredibly lucky. Like, we really did. We got very fortunate tonight. We didn't play at all well in the first half. We only really started to play proper and better football in kind of the final 30 minutes of the game. You know, it was kind of one of those things where the first half, I don't know what was up with us. We just looked like we couldn't be arsed, and it looked like another Arsenal performance where we were lacklustre, you know, wasn't really, you know, caring about what we wanted to do. There was no thought, there was no desire, willingness, and there was no intelligence, football intelligence to defend solidly as a unit and break away. There was just nothing really there. Chelsea take a well-deserved lead for Eden Hazard, and it was one of those things. And then we get a really fortunate first kind of just easily our first bright moment of the game. Then that kind of transcends into a corner being given to us, and then from that corner, fortune favours us, and poor Rudiger. I mean, we'll come on to Rudiger in this video, but poor Rudiger. It meant that he unfortunately conceded an own goal, and then from then on, really, you know, we weren't playing particularly well in the first half at all, but we started to kind of match Chelsea, and then in the second half we came out all guns blazing, and, you know, again, you know, fortune favour us tonight. Let me just be brutally honest, you know, we really were very fortunate right from the get-go, and the second goal kind of went our way a little bit. Once we got the second goal, we held on, we defended as a unit, and we were solid. We held on to the lead that we had been able to sneak and get into a position of leading. We defended to that, and we could have added to it, incidentally. Chelsea had a couple of decent moments, but they didn't really look too threatening in that second half, if I'm being perfectly honest. They didn't really look like they would have caused Arsenal too many problems. You know, what Chelsea, I think what Antonio Conte will be very disappointed by is that in the first 10-12 minutes, you know, very much like Brighton at the weekend, where Chelsea at the stage of the game where Arsenal weren't really doing too well, that could have been the stage where, you know, they really exploit and hurt Arsenal and, you know, get, you know, ahead of the game. And if they could get a second goal or a third goal even in that kind of stage of where Chelsea were dominating, then this would have been a completely different kettle of fish. And it was the worst possible start, literally just such a defensive mistake to allow Eden Hazard to be slipped through. A lovely bit of link-up play from Chelsea. Hazard slips in, and I said it was a goal, seconds before the goal actually went in. So, it's one of those where as soon as Hazard gets into space, he's clear through, he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you just know it is going to be a certain goal, and it was. And then, from the corner, a ball was whipped in, Rudiger, it basically was like Mumble, if you remember the game Mumble, Marcos Alonso hits the head of Rudiger, first of all, ball is whipped in, Monreal wins the header, it then falls and hits the head of Alonso, then to Rudiger, and that Mumble interception, they kind of had a little bit of a lovely 1-2 and it goes into the back, and an absolutely glorious goal from a Chelsea perspective, absolutely brilliant goal, and it gives Arsenal the equaliser inside 12 minutes, ridiculous start of the game. And I kind of knew this was going to be a fairly close and, this was going to be a very, very tight and coordinated game. Chelsea really only kind of made one major change from the side that beat Brighton in the Premier League on Saturday. Obviously, Batshuayi had featured, and he was dropped. And I think what Antonio Conte was thinking, that was, he wanted pace. First of all, there was two things. First, he was thinking he wants pace to try and exploit and hurt this Arsenal backline. And secondly, I really don't think he rates Batshuayi whatsoever. And Arsenal, after our flying start against Crystal Palace, we only made one change. Petr Cech came out, David Ospina came in because he's our cup goalkeeper. It was the same kind of, fielded team, if you like, the only change coming in goal. And, we looked solid. We looked solid. A really, really poor start. And, there are times, and the worrying sign is that, we do start games far too slow, Arsenal, and we really didn't look threatening whatsoever, particularly in the first half. That bright moment that produced the corner that we equalised from was, comforting. But apart from that, we didn't really do anything that stands out, that really caused, Willy Caballero any kind of problems. And also, Chelsea had a couple of decent chances here or there. Willian came off, he pulled his hamstring. Unfortunately for Chelsea, it meant that it was a debut for Ross Barkley, who, if I'm being perfectly honest, Ross Barkley didn't really do anything whatsoever that kind of made me think, wow, that was amazing. He was kind of more of a passenger. He had a couple of decent moments, put a couple of decent balls in, supplied a couple of decent passes to Hazard. But again, he just had a fairly decent performance. There was nothing, star-striking about what he did tonight. But that will come with experience. And, for Arsenal, we looked good. The whole Sanchez saga, my thoughts about it. Obviously Mkhitaryan was cup tied, so he couldn't feature. We're probably going to see his debut against Swansea in the Premier League next Tuesday. So, I wasn't kind of, obviously I'm upset and gutted that Sanchez has gone to Manchester United. But looking at that side, and it is too early to tell, but against Crystal Palace now against Chelsea, we look much more as a unit rather than one player. There was times and instances, while we've had Alexis Sanchez, and you can't deny how great Alexis Sanchez was, but there was far too many kind of moments where Alexis Sanchez, it felt like it was a one-man team where every time we went on the attack, we were looking for Alexis Sanchez, and we were getting cancelled out. Sanchez would lose the ball, and then we would get hit on the counter-attack. Now that Sanchez is gone, we've got a lot more options. Alex Iwobi had a great game, had a fantastic chance. Ozil whipped in the ball, and literally Iwobi was through 1v1 and just couldn't find the direction, nor could he find the accuracy to get it into the back of the net. Willy Caballero made a really, really good save. You could argue, and I said when I was sitting down watching the game, I said Alexis Sanchez would have buried that, but it gives us much more of a unit, and it gives us more options in terms of that we go down the left, we go down the right, and defensively, as a defensive unit, we were very, very good. Ozil, absolutely brilliant tonight. He trapped back, he defended, and he looked so angry. There was a couple of times where he lost the ball and he was challenged, and he was getting aggressive, and it's great to see this kind of Mesut Ozil. He looked like he really cared about tonight, and that's all I've wanted from Mesut Ozil. I'm pretty confident that we're going to keep Mesut Ozil, incidentally, but he just looks like a completely different player at the minute. Alexandre Lacazette, even though he didn't score, his link-up play was absolutely brilliant tonight, and he, as well, tracks back. And when you've got a front three that also track back and help out the defence, defensively as a unit, you're going to be stable and solid. There was a couple of really hairy moments, and defensively we are weak and vulnerable, and we will make them. And unfortunately, for Chelsea, they didn't really manage to capitalise on it. The only time that they did was right at the start of the game, and obviously that was the moment where Hazard, got Chelsea ahead. But apart from that, really, we defended really, really well. And second half, we came out all guns blazing, got the goal, very, very questionable goal. You know, it's Lacazette down the left-hand side, then pass it into Xhaka, and Xhaka goes past, and it gets deflected in, and, you know, we go 2-1 up again. Rudiger at the centre of deflections. You know, it was a deflecting night for Antonio Rudiger, who just had a really, really poor... I think he actually went down. I think he got... No, he definitely got an own goal, incidentally, but he definitely contributed to the second. I was just thinking if it went down as 2 own goals. I'm looking at it. I don't think it went down as... No, it went down as a Granit Xhaka goal. So Antonio Rudiger got the own goal to give Arsenal their equaliser, and he was definitely at fault for the second goal. But again, it wasn't really his fault. It was one of those things as a defender. You're in those moments, you're in the pocket space, you're kind of defending the line, and the ball can go anywhere, and sometimes it just goes off of your body. If it hits any part of your body, it goes in. It is a contributing factor, and you know, unfortunately, you know, it was just one of those nights for Chelsea where just things really didn't go their way. They got unfortunate, and once we got the goal in the kind of the final half an hour, we dominated them, I'd say, and we also defended really well as a unit and managed to see out the game. And again, there wasn't really any, apart from a couple of hairy moments at the end with Zappacosta, and then a corner that came out. Hazard had a couple of moments. But my final point on Chelsea, before I kind of give my overall feeling to the game, you know, is that they need a striker. They need a recognised striker. Absolutely, kind of, you know, it's absolutely vital for them right now. And I watch a lot of Chelsea, obviously, because my dad's a Chelsea fan. So I do watch as much Chelsea probably as I do Arsenal. So, you know, it's absolutely vital that they desperately need a striker, because Eden Hazard, you know, you see the best of Eden Hazard when he's linking up with a striker, doing those 1-2 passages plays, those passing movements with, you know, someone up top that can support him. On his own, as, you know, the focal point, I don't think he is as good as what he is when, you know, he has got someone there to support him. Obviously, he got a goal tonight, but, you know, Chelsea desperately need a striker, and I think hopefully I think Xhaka is going to be joining Stamford Bridge anytime soon, and hopefully we can get ourselves, from an Arsenal perspective, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The talk that it's still going on, and apparently a bid has literally just been rejected at the time I'm recording this, so hopefully we can get that over the line. But we're in a decent position. You know, I was optimistic going into this game. I had a good feeling. You know, sometimes as a football fan, I just had this good feeling, and I thought to myself that we are going to win. And, you know, as I said, fortune favoured our side. We didn't play at all well whatsoever. We really didn't play well in that first half. And as I said, we showed spirit and character to go over the line and get the win. And we then now move on to the Carabao Cup Final on February the 25th at Wembley, up against Manchester City. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview the Arsenal-Manchester City Carabao Cup Final kind of later on, like as we get up to nearer to the game. So I'll talk all about my thoughts and feelings of the final at this particular moment. And this moment, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to be happy. I'm kind of just really, really happy and proud of the boys. We've got ourselves to a final, and, you know, I really hope we can win it. Do I think we're going to win it? My initial thought of playing Manchester City? No, we are. We're going to be a spectator. We're getting absolutely ripped apart, but you never know what is going to happen. I'm going to be optimistic and be positive and just going to enjoy the day at Wembley, because we've done, you know, and we've worked hard, you know, the Nikita moment against Norwich, you know, the Danny Welbeck goal against West Ham, and getting over the line against Chelsea. We've worked hard to get to the final. Now, hopefully, we can seal it all off with a great big trophy at Wembley. And if we do win that, then Arsene Wenger would have won every single trophy at club level, apart from the Champions League, which I don't think he's ever going to get. So only missing out one trophy is not bad going. I think now, as he's so close to the final, he desperately wants to win this competition, and I want to win this competition as well. I'm going to leave Analysing Arsenal there for you guys today. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please make sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Check out my other content as well. Thank you for the support, the entire support that you show Analysing Arsenal, one of my most popular series on the channel, and I love doing it. I love talking about the games, and I'll rejoin you next Tuesday as we have our final Premier League game of January 2018. And I keep saying two, really weird tonight. I'm like, true. Our January 2018 as we play Swansea, and then we play Everton to kickstart February. And also we have our Europa League, which incidentally now the Europa League is one of our most crucial tournaments out there, because it could be our early avenue into the Champions League. So the games are coming thick and fast, games are heating up, but we are now going to be making sure, and we guaranteed a spot at Wembley in the final of the Carabao Cup against Manchester City. So take care, this is DJ Bagpuss signing out, and until next time, take care, and I shall speak to you all later. Take care, and I shall see you all soon. Come on, you Gunners, let's win the trophy at Wembley.